Most real estate investors struggle with consistency. Why? Because they don't have the proper systems in place. Marketpro is hands down the simplest yet powerful lead management tool in the marketplace today. It comes out of the box with built-in automation, drip sequences, email campaigns, text, connecting to your social media with funnel builders, websites, and so many more features. Let's go.
We designed this app to buy more time for ourselves as real estate investors. So we made it really simple and easy to see where clients are in each stage of the funnel. So let's check it out.
All right, well, let's take a look under the hood so we can touch on some of the features that this tool has to offer.
Absolutely. All right, so real quick overview of the software. First thing, when you log in, you see a dashboard. It's got a lot of your metrics in here. Obviously, we are on a demo account, so a lot of the data on here is not correct. It's fake data, so don't worry pausing the video, zooming in. But you can see that it shows us a lot of different just kind of metrics of our business from a 1,000-foot view. The opportunities tab is really where all of the magic happens. This is our CRM. This is our funnel. We're going to explain a little bit more about that here in just a minute. But all of our leads auto-populate from forms and websites and stuff and come in here. And basically you're just going to click and drag these jokers on down the sequence until you get all the way down here to the end where the house is closed. We'll have more training videos and such on that and dive in deeper in there. We do have contact views. If you click on a individual property lead, we've got names, where they are in the pipeline. We can literally see everything about them. We can call them, we can text them right down here at the bottom. And we can email them. You can call them right here. You can assign a lead to a different person, and you can see every page on your website that they visited, so you can see how interested they are, if they've clicked around for a while or if they haven't. It's really, really awesome. Obviously, we have tasks, we have a notes section, we have appointments. All we got to do is add new. Down here at the bottom, we can see the active campaigns that they're on. These are on our automation. So this is what automation this lead is on right now. This is really where you spend all your time as a acquisition specialist in the real estate sector. Really, in any sector, this is where you want to be all the time. And that links back and forth. Really, really easy. Also, conversations. If anybody engages us, you can see here, this lady has engaged us. We have automatically dripped her through the automation that's built into the software, and she has replied, "Does 10 a.m. work for you?" Yes, it does. So she's come in here, and we had a call with her, ideally, in the a fake call with her in the CRM here, as you can see. Beyond that, we have a lot of configuration settings so that you can customize it. One of my favorite features on the thing is that we have all of your web hosting websites here. So we've got funnels and we've got websites and forms that you can post pretty much anywhere, and they're all completely integrated into our software. So we've got our home website. We can see in here. We can see all of them. We can edit it. Bop, edit page. I'm going to edit this page. And it's simply a click and drag moment. A lot of the information is auto-filled from your actual profile in the CRM in Marketpro. So whenever you have phone number, boom, it's already going to update your website. You get a new phone number, bam, it updates on there. All we got to do is drag your logo to a specific spot in the training, and it'll automatically update. We've got web forms. You can just click this stuff. If you want to change this, you could change it. It's very, very simple. If you ever used online web builders, that's what we've got here. So I'm going to reload my CRM by going back. We're back here at the website screen, home website screen. I'm going to go back over to funnels just to kind of show you a general view of this real quick. Just a little taste. Seller lead landing page, seller lead thank you page. This is just to gather additional information on our sellers. This is a funnel. You can obviously bring in different advertising campaigns into that. Automation is where we've already pre-configured all of the workflows in here for you. There's campaigns, triggers, and workflows. And if you needed to edit, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but if you wanted to edit the workflow sequence and say something specific or change any portion of it, this is where that would happen. It does come out of the box with this already set up, already configured for custom automation for the real estate business, for a real estate investor. So all of these workflow automations here are to buy time for the investors. So you're not sitting there calling and texting and emailing and WhatsApping people or whatever. The system does it all for you. You can kind of just sit back because if we dive into these deep, you'll see that it's really just saying, hey man, when can we meet? Hey, I'd love to get on the phone with you. Are you cool? Hey, I tried calling you earlier. When's a good time for us to catch up on the phone? So you're not having to chase after these leads from a web form. The system's chasing after them, and then it's setting up a time, and then bam, you got a hot call. They're expecting your call. You've already gathered your information. You're ready to go. So that's really the magic sauce in here. As far as these other features down here, there is a reporting feature that can call all of our appointment trackers or our agent reporting, how many calls have gone through, how many calls and texts and everything has been done. And then the reputation management is actually one of our automations is after closing, it sends them a text and email review for them to go on to Google and review your business. And so that's all automated in there. And this just kind of shows you what is up with your Google My Business profile. And there's Facebook integration and stuff in there. Under marketing is where we can have a social planner, and we can literally plan out all of our social media posts for the whole year at one sitting. So you could sit down one day and have your social media set to post and everything all year long just by one simple to easy to use tool. Also in here there is ads integration. So if you're into Facebook ads and Google ads and such, that stuff is integrated in here as well. And lastly, but pretty important, we have the seller intake form. This is for phone calls that come in our filter, in our CRM, in our opportunities area. And this is going to set a custom sequence for people that you've connected with on the phone, whether that lead came in from a mailer, a bandit sign, a cold calling department that gets somebody to raise their hand and say, hey, I want to sell my home. They're communicating, like we have their name and number. They've contacted us and we're contacting them back. And so like live on the phone, we needed a user-friendly place to enter stuff. Yeah, you could add it under contacts, but this is just a really easy, simple way that we can add all of the information into the CRM with this one form. So we need to talk about the funnel and how the opportunities work.
Yeah, I'll dive in there. So every single lead that comes into our pipeline should be treated like gold, because it is. Too many real estate investors, we go the casting our net wide and the shotgun marketing technique, where we drum up a lot of leads, create a lot of opportunities, but we have a very poor follow-up system. Real estate investors, in most cases, do not have a lead generation problem. They have a sales and conversion problem, but not anymore. So what you're looking at here, we have all of these different opportunities. You have your website leads who could have been generated through SEO, pay-per-click. You can have your Facebook leads, cold call, SMS, bandit signs, direct mail, whatever your marketing sequence looks like. The goal is to drop these opportunities and have them funnel into your CRM, into your business system, right? But somewhere in this midst, most real estate investors drop the ball because they just pack this thing with all these leads, but they don't have conversion methods set up. And this is where the no seller left behind conversion sequence was born. So at the top of our funnel, we have new leads and opportunities. Anytime that a website lead, Facebook lead is input into the system, automatically, and we'll show you through the sequences, they're sent an SMS message and an email saying, hey, thank you so much for contacting us through our website. We look forward to serving you with your real estate needs. When is the best time to jump on a phone call so we can identify how we can help you with your real estate, right? Obviously, it's worded a little bit different, but in its simplest form, we're making that first touch. After that, the goal is to get that seller on a phone call so that we can have a quality conversation to qualify this lead and push them down to the next stages in the funnel. If we are unable to make contact, it's automatically pushing that seller lead into the follow-up sequence. Now you can see here what we're looking at, the new leads where the cursor's hovering around. From the new leads, acquisitions manager primary role is to make contact with this lead to identify is it hot, warm, or cold, and where does it go in the sequence from there. From there, we move it to either follow-up, that's still making contact, or warm leads, where it is qualified, seller is raising their hand, interested in selling, and it's the acquisitions manager's job to deep dive and take it from there. Now, the follow-up sequence is built with a 15-day aggressive drip campaign. Now, when we say aggressive, first couple days they're getting hit 2 or 3 times a day. Ringless voicemail, text message, email, hitting every point of contact to get the seller back on the phone. After we go through this 15-day sequence, which you can actually see here in the automations tab, 15-day follow-up, right? After we complete this 15-day nurture sequence and follow-up, it automatically pushes them down to what we call the waiting room. Now, the waiting room is a completely different ecosystem, but it is built and tailored for those leads that are sitting there. They might have ghosted our acquisitions team. They may just not be ready to sell, so they fail to respond to messages. So again, after taking them through this 15-day aggressive reach out sequence with no response, automatically we're pushing it to the waiting room, right? The waiting room is a 15-month all-encompassing drip sequence where we're hitting them with emails, SMS messages, ringless voicemails back to back, which we'll touch on in here. Let's look at the waiting room automation. So again, at the workflows, 15-month follow-up. It's pretty cool. SMS message. Hey, Mr. Joe, contact first name, just making sure that I have the right phone number. From there, we're waiting. 10 days from that point, it takes us to, hey Joe, haven't heard from you. I feel like I did something wrong. Is everything okay? So it's kind of hitting that emotional pain point, right? So this thing goes down for a total of 15 months, right? After waiting, we drop them a ringless voicemail, which simply ruffle in the pocket, hangs up, and they got our phone number to call back. We're trying to get them on the phone. After that, 1 day after that, SMS message. Hey Joe, tried calling you back yesterday about your property. Do you have a few minutes to chat today? So it's built out systematically, again, with the main priority of getting these sellers back on the phone. Once we get a response or an answer via email, text, phone call, it pushes that seller back into the warm lead or hot lead pipeline, right? Bringing that old lead back to life. But it's also removing the junk so our pipeline's not clouded and full of all these leads that are just non-responsive, which if you think about it, clutter is bad. Acquisitions managers need focus and they need clarity. And if we just have a bunch of leads that are stuffed into the pipeline, we're missing it. From that point, the pictures and underwriting tab is simply, hey, we're in the process of negotiations. Let's get over to the house for a site visit. If you're a virtual wholesaler, we're waiting for pictures, and we have this push to the underwriting team so that we can put together a fair cash offer. The next stage in our pipeline is the offer stage. This is the point where an acquisition manager has sent a virtual contract, met in person, got the wet ink on the paper, whatever the case might be, we're moving this along the tab to the offer sent. When the offer is sent, it puts it into a new drip sequence, which is the, hey, we just sent a contract to your email, Mr. Seller. Just wanted to make sure that you got it. So they get dinged with that automatically in their SMS, staying in front of them until we get that offer to a close, right? After we have the offer sent, marketing to buyers, right? It moves to the dispositions department. 2 buyers. And after we have it aligned, set to close. So when we're looking at this thing from the top down, again, everything is built out with rhythm and it's built out systematically so you can push these leads through each stage of your funnel to get them to that close. And the goal is to get you there in the easiest, quickest, and simplest way possible.
With the least amount of time involved from you, the investor. So we can go from web lead, from marketing basically, through the funnel with everything that you do as the investor is something that is directly making you money and moving forward. None of this calling them back, chasing them around. The system is in place to do all of that for you.
So that you can work on your business and not get caught up in that hamster wheel working inside of your business. This is automation at your fingertips.
And you forgot the best part. Money flows out the bottom of the funnel.
Bzzz. You got the money bags. That's how scaling is done.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
We're missing the system part of the business. There's a lot of tools, there's a lot of mentorship programs, but there's not any business systems. And this tool, Marketpro, does just that.
Absolutely. Did you explain that there's really just 2 marketing funnels in? There's web and phone?
I actually did not, but I'm glad you said that. I'm glad that we got these already built out. If we draw a line straight down the middle, you got 2 leads. Web leads, pay-per-click, SEO, website, Facebook, and you got your phone leads, SMS, cold call, direct mail, which is a phone call as well, right? So phone calls, web leads. Very simple, 2 ecosystems that drop into the funnel, and as we push it through the process, the goal is to get the garbage out, put them in the waiting room on a long-term drip sequence, keep the qualified leads in the funnel so that our acquisitions team can stay in front of those who are actually ready to make a decision.
And our design goal was that every member of your team, if your team's just, you're like, well, the only members of my team is me, that's fine. You can log in here and see exactly where everybody is in the pipeline. And we actually have automation triggers to get people out of the pipeline, our active pipeline, and into the waiting room. That's really the magic of what makes this so simple, is that it gets people that aren't really interested now out of your face. You don't need to be concerned about them. You don't need to worry about them. You don't need to touch them every day. You don't need to click on it every day. You don't need to think about it every day. You think about the people that's got your money. As Grant Cardone says, who's got my money? This pipeline is designed to show you exactly who's got your money and move them to money bags.